beaders, how are we? I know it's been a really long time since my last video, but life as always gets in the way, and trying to find a compromise with work and pleasure has been quite hard. But here I am, I've been making a few bits and bobs using the products from aliexpress.com. Oh, excuse me, frog. So let's have a little look then of what I've been making. So I've made this lovely necklace. Ooh, glistening. I've made 2 bracelets, one using the rounds, crystal rounds, and one using the bicones with a heart as a charm. And I've made 3 different types of earrings. So a nice earring using a head pin, one of the bald head pins, and a few of the beads, and another heart earring, something a little bit different, again using one of the head pins, and another one just using the crystals in the box, and a head pin, and ear studs, the little loop on. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. I think I'm going to divide it up into 3 videos to show you how to make the bracelet, the necklace, and then the earrings. Otherwise it's going to run into a really long video. But I thought we'd make the bracelet today. But I just want to show you the products first. So I had this box of crystals with little 3mm, I believe they are, bugles, and some seed beads. I'm not very keen on these seed beads. They're more a craft bead. They've got the uses, but not when you're bead weaving. And look at all these crystals. Now I've made 3 larger products, as in 2 bracelets and a necklace, and then 3 lots of earrings, and I still have all this left over. So I will be putting the links in the description box under the video to aliexpress.com. So I used some of those, and if you remember as well, I had a box of findings: head pins, bald head pins, chain, ear wires. It comes with lobster clasps and toggle clasps, everything you need really when you're starting off beading, but a really handy box to have on the side, you know, on the side of your projects as you're working away. So without further ado then, let's have a look at what you will need for today's project. Okay, so I'm going to make the bicone one again, because I think this is absolutely pretty. You can use the rondelles as well. Not rondelles, the round crystals, the faceted rounds. Can you see? Faceted rounds. For this one I put a toggle clasp on, and for this one I used a lobster clasp. Okay, and just added a charm, but you could also add a charm onto the round beaded one as well. Or you could do a checkered effect. You could do one box with the bicones, one box with the rounds. That might be a... I think I might do that today actually. Yes, I think I might. And then added items that don't come in your boxes from AliExpress. No doubt you could probably find them on there. For the bracelet you will need a couple of these wire guardians, they're called, or horseshoes, little wire guardians. And a wire guardian has, it's shaped like a horseshoe, and it has 2 little round parts to it, and then the end part is open, and this is where your thread will sit. I hope you can see that. That's where, oh, drops it, Jane, they're ever so tiny, and your thread sits in the channel that's on the top. Can you see that it's got two little holes, if you like, that have metal going around them, so you thread your needle through with your thread attached, and that stops your thread rubbing against your clasp of choice. Now you will also need some seed beads. Now for today's project I actually have got a tube with a name on it, and these are 11/0 galvanized dusty lilac, so 11/0 galvanized dusty lilac, and these ones are the Miyuki brand, but Toho brand would work also. So then what else will we need? We'll need a clasp of choice. So I may put, I think that's what I will do, I'm going to use a toggle clasp, but whatever clasp that you have, just get it handy. Get that out. You will need 2 of your wire guardians, your seed beads, some scissors for cutting your thread. Thread of choice for me today is, because I want my thread to match my beads that I'm using, I am using KO thread, okay, in a purple colour, but 1G, Nymo, they'll all, Superlon, they'll all do the same kind of job. Don't use fire line on this, it will make it too stiff. We want the bracelet to be fluid. If you use fire line, it just might make it a little bit stiffer, but that's entirely up to you. If you only have fire line at hand, then by all means use your fire line. But for me today, I'm going to be using KO. Is there anything else that we will need? If we're going to add the clasp, the little charm on, then obviously you will need your little love heart out of the box, and a bald head pin. As opposed to a flat head pin, you will need a bald, a B-A-L-L-E-D, bald, not bald as in no hair, bald head pin, and of course a set of jewellery pliers. Most of us have these now, don't we guys, a set of jewellery pliers. So you will need a set of jewellery pliers and your round nose if you have them on hand. Might not need the round nose, won't use all 3 of them together because I haven't got enough hands, but you get the idea. Okay guys, so once you've got your bits and pieces together, if you don't have bicones or crystals and you want to bead along with me with pearls, then I would say a 3 to 4 millimeter pearl, no bigger than a 4 millimeter, but a 3 or 4 millimeter pearl would work as well. Okay, get your bits together. You will also need a size 10 or 12 beading needle. I'm using a size 10 beading needle today, and about an arm span and a half, maybe 2 arm spans of your thread. So once I've measured my thread out, by which way I mean of arm spans, it's taking one side of your thread, crossing your body, opening your hands wide as if your arms are outstretched, ready to give somebody a hug. That's 1, and again 2 to be on the safe side. Okay, so get all your bits together and we'll be right back. Right guys, have you got all your bits and bobs together, all your beads together of what you're going to be using? Like I said, I'm going to mix my beads today. I'm going to have a bit of a pattern going on with the crystal rounds and the little bicones. So let's see how it turns out. Okay, just a little tip for you. Once you've threaded your needle, I always lotion my hands before I make a video, just so My hands look a bit better than what they are on video. But once I've done that, I always like to run my fingers, my hands with the moisturiser on, through my thread, and it just helps the thread to stretch out a little bit, and hopefully it won't be as knotty. Right then, so let's get going. So what I'm going to do first then is pick up, I'm going to actually first put my part of my clasp on, my little horseshoe, so just so it sits over there like that. Okay, I'm going to pick up a seed bead. I'm going to come through one side of the wire guardian, holding my work between my thumb and finger, and I'm going to pull my thread through and leave about a 6-inch tail, just so I can weave it in a little while and get rid of that. I'm going to come through my clasp, and come up the other side of the horseshoe, pick up 2 seed beads and come back down through the first seed bead and the horseshoe, and coming through the toggle, or where the toggle sits on the other side of the horseshoe. Coming back up the other side then, through the other side of the horseshoe and through the seed bead, making sure that the thread sits in the channel. Come through the nice centre proud seed bead, back down the other side, the side where our tail is coming out of, back down through the seed bead and the horseshoe and through the toggle, up the other side and through the seed bead, making sure that our thread sits in the channel. Putting our toggle clasp down, you can squeeze the horseshoe in a little bit if you like to, or the wire guardian. So we have this, 1 seed bead either side of the wire guardian and a nice proud seed bead in the centre. So we're going to come through the seed bead now, okay, and then we're going to start our pattern. So I want you to pick up 3 seed beads and come round into the next, the seed bead, not the next, the seed bead that we're coming out of. We're just coming round in a circle. Put our fingers over our beads to help keep them in place. And we have that. Okay. So I'm going to just flip my work over so my thread's coming out on the right hand side. I'm going to come up a seed bead, I'm going to go into the next seed bead, and then I'm going to pick up 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, 1 seed bead and 1 crystal. So this is right angle weave. So on our needle now we should have 4 crystals and 3 seed beads, because our 4th seed bead is here on our work that we've already beaded. So our thread is coming out from the left. I'm just going to come round in a circle and pull my thread through. I'm going to flip my work over because I like working on the right side. I'm just going to come through all those beads again. Pulling our needle nice and tight, our thread nice and tight, not our needle. Just passing those beads through those beads again, and I like to do this as I go along. I go through all my beads twice because I like my beadwork to be nice and secure. I'm just turning my work as I go, just so that I'm working in a comfortable position. And you will find as you're working that you will find the best and most comfortable position that you like to bead in. But I do like to flip my work as I am beading along. So I've gone round and I just need to exit the seed bead at the top of our first little section. So coming through the crystal and then through the seed bead at the top, and then we'll be ready to add on excuse me, our next section. So our next section then is made up of seed beads, and right angle weave is made up really of sort of 4 beads. So because we need 4 beads, we put 3 on our needle, not 4 Jane, 3, and we count the last bead, our little seed bead here in our section, as our 4th. So my thread's coming out to the left. I'm just going to come round in a circle with 3 new seed beads on, come round in a section, I flip my work over, and I'm just going to go through these beads again. Now you will notice that I'm going through one at a time. Now I like to go through them one at a time because I find that it helps to keep that section of beads in a nice shape as we want to see it. Some beaders like to go through a couple at a time, but when I'm doing right angle weave, I do like, just my preference, because I like to see them sitting nicely. So I do like to go through my seed beads one at a time. So, and we just need to exit at our top bead. Okay, so that's our first section done. Sorry about that, guys, I had to nip off. The dog was barking and thought somebody was at the door, but it wasn't. It was a postman bringing more bills. Very kind of him, these post people, isn't it? Anyway, moving on. So my next section, if you're carrying on using 1 set of beads, I'm going to be using these bicones now. So I'm just going to be picking up 4 bicones with a seed bead in between them. So on my needle then I have 4 bicones and 3 seed beads. And I've got my thread is exiting out of the left of our little box of seed beads. I'm just going to come through from the right side and make a nice little loop and get my thread wrapped around some scissors. Turning my work around then, as always I'm going to come through my beads, full circle, managing a couple at a time on the bigger beads. Coming through the bottom seed bead. I need to pull my thread through my needle a little bit. Finishing off then, coming through the next bicone and seed bead. Coming through the next bicone and coming out with the seed bead. So next on then is adding 3 seed beads, because we already have our 4th one, so we only need to add 3. My thread is exiting on the left hand side. I'm just going to come through on the right hand side. So what have you been doing yourselves, guys? I know we've just had Easter, haven't we? So again, I've just flipped my work over. I'm just going to one by one come through these beads. We've just had Easter, haven't we? Did you get any Easter eggs? I didn't. Didn't get no Easter eggs. Good job, really. I'm supposed to be on a diet. No chocolate for me. I hope you had lots. And if you've got any left, the next mouthful you have, think of me. So exiting the top of our seed bead once we've gone round and reinforced it. This is what we have so far. So this time then I'm doing my pattern, so I'm picking up 4 of my crystal rounds with a seed bead, just one chain with a seed bead in between, exiting from the left, coming round in a circle from the right, and around we go. I want to reinforce my work, so I'm just going to turn my work in my hand, so I'm always working on the right. Going through on these, you can go through a couple of beads at a time on the bigger ones. Got a bit of a tickle. It's a beautiful sunny day today. It's my day off work today. Really, I should be doing a bit of something in the garden, but it's been so long since I've put a video up. I thought I'd better come and do a little bit of beading with you guys. And it's hard work in the garden at the minute. It all needs weeding, so it wouldn't be a quick job. But if I can get my tutorial out the way, then I might be able to get in the garden a little bit this afternoon. So picking up 3 seed beads then, exiting on the left, coming round to the right, pulling our work through, turning. You just saw me, I was on the left, I'm just turning it over in my hand so that my thread is coming out on the right hand side, going through the next seed bead and all the way around. You'll see me sometimes as I'm beading put the thread over my finger like that. That just keeps the tension nice. And obviously totally missing the bead is really important asset that you need when you bead. I do it all the time. So continuing our work around then. And coming through our last bead at the top and onto our pattern, this time using the bicones. So a bicone with a seed bead in between, remembering that it's 4 bicones or 4 beads with a seed bead in between. Okay, so coming out on the left, bringing our work through on the right, making a nice circle, flipping the work over in my hand, getting my thread down, and then coming through the beads all over again. What's the weather been like where you are? Any good? Was it nice and sunny over Easter, over the holidays when the children were off school, or was it a complete washout and freezing cold? I've been quite lucky down here at the minute with the weather, and I have managed to get out metal detecting, as my some of my followers know that I do metal detecting as well, searching for a bit of history. So I've got a video there waiting to go up as well, so but I wanted to do this first from my last dig. Here we go. So onwards, 3 seed beads, because our 4th is there, already there. I've got a right tickle, guys. I don't know what's going on. Coming out from the left, coming round to the right, going full circle, flipping my work over in my hand and going through each of those seed beads. I prefer, like I was saying earlier about going through, because you see how nicely they sit. If you tend to go through a couple at a time for speed, they just don't, to me, they just don't seem to sit nicely. And I like, when I'm making jewellery, it takes time, doesn't it? And I'd rather just spend that little bit extra time going through those beads singly. So as I put my finger and my thumb over the top, just to keep my beads nice and steady. Here we are then. You know what you're doing now. You know. 4 beads, 3 in between, coming out from the left, round to the right. I've got a full day at work tomorrow. Flipping my beads over in my hand. It's very busy down here at the moment, here in Cornwall, with holiday makers. And I work for a holiday park, housekeeping. So, I'm not kidding you. I shouldn't complain, but blimkin ink, when you're on your holidays, I know it's nice to get away, but you're in self-catering. Think about the people who are going to have to clean up after you once you have left. Oh dear. I shouldn't complain, I know, but oh, it drives me insane. When there's a dishwasher there, and I'm going to have a little moan. There's a dishwasher, and they get given dishwashing tablets, and they leave filthy, dirty dishes in the dishwasher and without switching it on, and think that I've got all the time in the world. Me and the ladies I work with, they must think we've got all the time in the world to get all those dishes out, by which time they've all the food on the plate's gone really hard, and I've got to soak it in the sink to get them clean. I've got to wash dry them and put them away as well. Oh, it's a nightmare. Think on, you holiday makers, think on. But you're laughing at me now, aren't you? Oh dear. But when you've got a lot to do, I'm not complaining anymore. That's it. Finished complaining. Let's talk about something nice. What can I think of to talk nice about? Well, we've done the weather. Oh, the birds singing in the morning. Oh, they're a joy, aren't they? Waking you up at 5:30. No, it's fine. I love to hear the dawn chorus. Love to hear the birds singing. It's lovely. And you've got such a joyful song at the minute, because they're all making babies. We've got baby birds everywhere, haven't we? Mums and dads busy getting the bits and bobs to feed them with. We have a family of, they aren't crows, I don't know what, they aren't blackbirds. Well, they are black, but they aren't crows. I can't think of what the name is. Anyway, every year they come back and nest in the neighbour's chimney, unused chimney. Come back year after year. And you hear them chirping away in the chimney, waiting for the parents to bring them back some goodies. So back onto our CB bit, which is really cute, isn't it, when you see all the little families and the little birds work so hard, don't they? Just flipping the piece over my fingers, just so for me I'm working in a comfortable way. But here in my little, I'm going to be partial called to Bead Studio. I keep promising to do a little video of it. If you're interested in seeing my bead area, please do drop a comment, and if enough people are interested, then I will do a video of it and show you my little area where I bead, my little room where I bead. I'll be more than happy to do a little video for you. So here we go. Soon grows this. Doesn't take long to grow at all. Making sure that we give our thread a little wiggle as we're coming through and making our bracelet, because it'd be nothing worse if at the end of our project it was all a bit too loose or there was thread showing, just because we didn't give our thread a little pull and make it sit where we want it to. Okay, what have you decided to do? Do drop me a comment and let me know. Have you managed to, I mean, do let me know if you've been shopping on AliExpress.com. Let me know if you ended up buying any of the goodies that I showed you. I will put a link again for anybody that's new to my channel. Welcome along. But I will put a little link just in case you've missed it of the review video that of the goodies that I got from AliExpress. And like I said earlier, these are beads from the products I got, and I'm enjoying working with them. They're nice. You get so many for your money, it's good. I mean, we'll have a look to see what's left after this, but I'm sure I'll be able to have gotten a good couple of sets of jewellery out with bits left over. Onto the bicones then. Oh yes, I was saying about it, and we worked really hard. Paul is my long-suffering partner. We had to not rebuild it, but redo all the insides. I've had a new roof put on because it's an outbuilding at the top of the garden. I've had to have a new roof put on, a flat roof put on, and all levelled up inside. Put like boarding on the inside, and then I painted it and got shelves put up and desks and what have you. And we only managed to get it done, I think it was this time last year when it was almost finished, as it came up on my memories on Facebook that I'd been painting it, so it's only been done a year. And I've come in this morning and I've got mouse poo, so somehow they must be living behind my heating unit. So it's all got to be moved and sorted later on, either this weekend or, well, it'll probably be the weekend now, and investigated. So 3 little sea beads have gone on. Just move my bits out of the way, flipping my work over, picking up a sea bead. And I just want to say as well, if there's anything in particular that you would like to see, if I know how to do it, then I will do my best to show you. So if there's any particular stitch, I was thinking of maybe St. Petersburg or something for a future. I need to make a list so that I know what I'm doing and what you guys would like to see, really, or if you're just happy to watch whatever I put up. So my views are dropping at the moment, which is never makes you feel good about yourself, if you know what I mean. I know that YouTube is a big concern now. There's an awful lot of people on there, but it's taken me a long time to get the subscribers that I have got, and I'd like to keep them, because at the end of the day, you know, making videos isn't a quick and easy thing. I'm just pulling my thread down, guys. Not only are you sitting and making, you know, videoing what you're doing, you then have to upload it onto your computer, put it through editing software, and then edit it, and then re-download it back onto your computer, and then load it up onto YouTube. And then hope that people are interested enough to watch your videos. So I'll be very grateful if anybody is enjoying my content. or would like to see something else, please do drop me a comment, because I won't know unless you tell me, guys, you know. I won't know. I could be sat here doing this whenever I can and hoping that people are enjoying it when people might be thinking, nah. So, you know, it would be nice to know what you think. And if you think that somebody you know may appreciate what I do, then please do point them in my direction, or share my video to them, or, you know, tell people to keep away from here. Oh dear. Right, onwards, back to the bicones. It's barbecue weather, isn't it? Having said that, we've got a barbecue, and last year I don't think we even managed to light it once. Don't think we even managed to light the barbecue once. We're just too busy, because this house is driving me absolutely insane. Don't think it'll ever be finished. We've been here 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in July. And yeah, it turned into a money pit. Then obviously with the cost of living has gone up dramatically, and wood and things you need to, when you're renovating a property, has just gone ridiculously expensive. So yeah, things are going to take a while, I think. How many sections we got on there before I go racing ahead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need another 3. Because and that's for just over a 7-inch bracelet. So if your wrist is a little bit larger, then add another segment. But for me, 13 is just about right, and I like to wear a 7-inch bracelet, or 7 1/4. I don't like bracelets too tight, like, you know. I like them a little bit loose. I like them to sort of sit down here. Some bracelets I don't mind being up here, but you know, I like them to be sort of down here a little bit. And I think sometimes if they're too tight, you don't enjoy wearing them, and you can sort of break them if they're too tight. So 4 on them, through from the right over to the left, flipping over my work in my fingers and threading back through, making sure I'm giving my bracelet, my piece of jewellery, some strength. Have you got anything planned for the summer? I can't believe that we'll be coming to summer shortly. I mean, I know we're fast approaching the end of April. Can't believe we're 4 months into the year already. Where has that time gone? Very quick. This year's going very quick. 4 on, coming round from the right. You know what you're doing. Oh, Jane, what you doing, you idiot? Yeah. forgot to put my seed beads on. Idiot. Never mind. Never mind. We all make mistakes. None of us is perfect. Are we? And anybody who thinks they're perfect is telling porcupines. Do you know I haven't even, this year so far, I haven't even managed to get to the beach. That's not like me at all. But no, I haven't even managed to get to the beach. I might try and get and go the weekend if the weather's going to stay nice. I believe it is going to stay nice for us here in Cornwall, so we will see. We will see. Do you live near the coast, guys, or are you a city person or country person? Do you like to visit the coast? Do you go on holiday to the coast, or do you like to go on city breaks? Or me, as I feel at the minute, I'm so worn out. I'd like to go on maybe even a desert island. A desert island with no social media, no interruptions. But they've got to have a shop. A bead shop would be good. It won't be a deserted island then, would it? I'll have to take my beads with me. And then you can guarantee that I'd have forgotten something. Or in a log cabin in the woods somewhere. Well, maybe not the woods, because the woods can be a bit spooky, can't they? But I don't know, something like that. But a bit of simplicity, if you know what I mean, where you can just totally recharge your batteries. I am feeling quite worn out, and the season hasn't even started properly yet. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to count how many units that I've got on. When I say units, I mean sections. Just have a look, see what we've got. Oh yeah, I'm just dreaming now about being in a log cabin out somewhere really quiet, somewhere that's got like nice walks and maybe a bit of fishing or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. That's how many I want on. Like I say, if your wrist is a little bit bigger, then add another section. So we're going to just now copy what we did at this end. So first of all then we need to finish off and do our little unit. So I'm just going to add on 3 seed beads. To make my unit nice and secure, so I'm just going to again go through each bead. then out through the top. Now we're going to put our, just going to open this little wire guardian out a little bit just so I can fit the other side of my clasp on. There we are. I'm going to pick up a seed bead, come down one side of my horseshoe or my wire guardian, come up through the other side, and we have this. So then I'm just going to pick up another seed bead and come through our centre seed bead. Put our finger and thumb to secure our work. I'm just going to turn it around, flip it over, just to make it comfortable for me to bead. And I'm going to come back down through the wire guardian and the seed bead, or should I say the seed bead and the wire guardian, going through the toggle, coming up the other side and through that seed bead, making sure that our thread is sitting in the channel, going through that centre seed bead again, up through the seed bead and the wire guardian, through our clasp, up the other side and through the seed bead. Just turning your work to make it comfortable for you to work with, making sure that the thread sits in the channel, through the seed bead, turn the work towards us again, up through the seed bead, through the seed bead between our two crystals, up through the crystal and the seed bead. Just going to turn my work so it's easier to work with, through the crystal and the seed bead. If you can't get through them both, it doesn't matter. Up through the crystal, through the seed bead, seed bead, seed bead, up through the crystal, and then we're going to start putting some knots in. Okay, so just picking our way between the bead, the bicone and the seed bead, making a loop, putting our thread through the loop, and putting in a 1/2 inch knot. Okay, around our beads. I'm just going to turn my work. I'm just going to pick up a thread between the two seed beads, pull up a little loop, needle through the loop, making a little knot that goes in between the seed beads, through the seed beads turning my work for it's easy for me to work with. Going between my threads, up a loop, making sure my knot sits between the sea bead and the bead. Up and round. You can put in as many as you like. Between the threads, pull up a loop. Next bead. Just going to turn my work around. Sometimes bicones can be quite sharp, so I'm going to do my knots, I think, from now on in between the sea beads. Just putting in little half inch knots. I can hear something on my roof. I hope that's not a mouse, I hope it's a bird. Oh, oh dear. Through. And then that'll do. I'm just going to work my needle around a few beads, back down here, and then cut my thread off. And then all I need to do now is tie off the other end. So this could be interesting, trying to thread a needle on camera, but we will try. We will try. Hate threading needles on camera. Oh, I've done it first time. Well, I'll be blown. Right. So this is my tail thread then, if you remember. So I'm just going to come through a bead, a couple of beads, and I'm going to start. Where's that coming out of there? I'm going to put my first loop knot in there, and then come round. Just going to turn my work over in my hand so it's on the right hand side. We're nearly finished, guys. You can give yourselves a nice big pat on the back in a second. Just going to put another one in there. I'm going to call it done in a sec, and then we'll have a look at if you want to put a charm in and what you need to do. Just turned it around again in my fingers. Let's put one more in here. So I'm nearly out of thread So indecisive lately, terrible. We are just coming back round here. Call it done. There we are. Snip my thread. I'm just going to move these out of the way a second. So I've got loads of beads left. I'm just going to quickly put those away. Right. So then, there's my bracelet I've just made, and I have to admit I really do like how different it is. It's got just little different tones of purple with the lovely seed beads. So you can either leave it like this, and I think it looks really nice, left like that, or you can add a heart charm. So to do our heart charm then, if we look at this one, you don't have to put one in. This is the heart charm that I made. So, bald head pin then, go through our heart. Hold the ball on our thumb, nice and tight, and then push the head pin over. It's a nice, well, it's a bit more than a 90-degree angle. So we want it to sort of sit over the heart, over the centre of our heart. Getting our pliers that I put over here. Just going to get the nib of our pliers. And then just push. So then it's at 90 degrees from our heart. Well, just over 90 degrees. And then we're going to do a wrapped loop. So to do a wrapped loop then, we're going to bring our pliers, our round nose pliers, into play, and we're going to push it over the top, move our pliers up so they were flat. Now we're going to turn them so they're up, pushing our wire to the top and then over, moving our pliers again so we're in a nice position to hold, and turn our wire to the back, taking our other pliers, we're just going to wrap. So just a few loops, taking our snippers, flat side, cut our excess wire off, and then just flatten any sticky outy bits with our pliers. Okay. And then a little jump ring. A little jump ring. There we are. Open up our jump ring, always north to south, putting it through our little charm and then into our bracelet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So into there. So because I've got 13 units, it's gone on to number 7. And there you have your finished. Oh, crikey, you've been in the focus all this time. Just looked up at my camera. And there we have our gorgeous charm bracelet, our love heart bracelet. Like I say, you don't have to have the heart on if you don't want to. You can leave it off. I think it makes a nice little addition. Or you could attach it to the clasp. Gosh. You can attach it to the clasp and have it as a charm by there, by your clasp, and have it on that side. But I quite like it. Or you don't have to have one on at all. The choice is yours. The design is yours. So there we have it. So the next video then, guys, will be making, I'll probably do that as the second part. So making the necklace to go with it, and then 3 styles of earrings that you can have with it as well. There's probably more, probably a lot more than just 3. But there we are then. So all I can say to you is thank you very, very much for joining me using some lovely products from aliexpress.com. As I already said, I will drop the items that I've used in today's video. I will put them down in the description box. So don't forget to have a little look-see under there, under the video. Don't forget, look-see under there. If you would like to subscribe to me, if you're brand new to my channel, then please do. The more the merrier. Lovely to have you on board the Mad Train. And anybody else, if you've really enjoyed the video, then please do consider giving me a thumbs up. It does help me to get seen a little bit on YouTube just by liking the video. And if you'd like to drop me a comment, I always answer comments. It might not be straight away, it might be the next day or a couple of days, but I will answer every single message that I've got. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you go on to make lots. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the very next one. It won't be so long next time. So take very good care of yourselves until next time. Take care, much love,